What's going on YouTube? This is Jimifanis aka vypermajik, and I have some PlayStation 4 update news for you today. In the background, I'll be playing Spelunky on the PlayStation 4 using the Share Factory feature. So the 2.5 PlayStation update has leaked the other day, and I was reading through the patch notes, and again, take this all with a grain of salt until it actually comes out. But boy, they're doing a lot of interesting things with the console. So, as a huge PlayStation guy, I thought I would go ahead and run through the list with you guys. I'll provide a link to the patch notes, quote-unquote, below. First and foremost, the system can now enter rest mode without closing any applications. Now, if you recall, during the big announcement when PlayStation 4 came out, they promised us that we would be able to basically pause the game and pick up the console at any time and just jump right back into the game. And now it sounds like that's about to become a reality. Now that's actually really cool because I gotta say that most of the time I'm just playing one game anyway. So the fact that I have to boot everything up and run it again, I mean, yeah, is it really a first world problem? You betcha. But hey, you know what? It's cool and I'll take it. The other really interesting thing, and something I never even thought of that they're looking at, which, okay, we'll see how this plays out, is they're going to let you remap the buttons on your controller permanently. So if you're one of those guys that just really likes circle being right trigger, and maybe the game you're playing doesn't allow you to remap a button and you want to change it, you can. Now, if you check out my channel, you'll see I've been starting to post some Lords of the Fallen videos. I still have muscle memory from Dark Souls 2, so how I switch weapons is different than how they switch weapons in Lords of the Fallen. Now either I can adapt to it, or I could remap my buttons and kind of get whatever I want, so that's actually really interesting. I can't think of too many games that really don't have either some sort of control scheme or button mapping, but in an effort to make this console more like a computer, I could see that, so that'll be coming soon. Trophies are getting an overhaul as well. You can now sort by when you earned it, if you didn't earn it, what kind of trophy is it a plat, is it a gold, is it silver, whatever. You can search the internet directly from trophies to kind of see more information about your trophies. When I'm trophy hunting, I have my phone sitting in front of me and I'm constantly just like looking down at my phone and looking at the game. I guess now maybe you can pop out of the game to get a little more intel about it. I'm not really sure how that completely works out. I will tell you something that's really cool, and it's definitely a copy from the Xbox, and I think it's a great idea, is screenshots will automatically be saved when you earned a trophy. So if you're doing something cool and your trophy pops, you might have gotten a cool screenshot of the deal. That's kind of neat. I like that. You can also, share said trophies with screenshots using the share button. So that's just going to be integrated in. So that's cool. That's a nice change. Share Play is going to get a little bit of an overhaul as well. You're going to be able to test your host connection speed. Now, I only play Share Play with one person. That's my bro, Sydney. And he's got a good internet connection. So I don't really need I don't really need to test his internet. I guess if it's important, if you're playing with somebody and the connection's bad, you can now do Share Play at 60 frames a second. Now that's actually something that's kind of nice. And you can adjust the video quality depending on the person's internet speed. So I guess when you think of it in that light, it makes sense. Like, hey bro, can you stream at 60? Whatever. People you may know. I'm looking in the other section, I jumped ahead. People you know on Facebook, since most people have their Facebook account tied into their PlayStation profile. That will now be tied in, which is interesting. You're going to get some little Gucci work with the themes. You're going to get some shadow style texting. You can add in more characters for your self-introduction. You can use the touchpad to play back videos. And there's a new tab they're going to add called Discovered, which gives you a kind of high-level overview of all the major changes that have come into play. So that's cool. I gotta say, the only one that I'm really interested at this point has to be the whole power on to gameplay, and I wonder how fast that really is, and how does that affect games that have built-in save files, not save files, built-in autosave or quick save. I'm so used to just saving everything and bouncing out. It'll be something that I'll have to get used to, but I do appreciate these more updates. In the past, I could say that on previous consoles, you know, in other generations, you didn't really get these kind of insane updates that added tons of functionality. I know Xbox was always really good at doing their system updates in terms of like they had their spring and fall update, and that is usually more just content or more look and feel. I mean, there was a little bit of stuff that came out, but this sounds like a pretty nice overhaul of the user interface. So this is going to be a very different PlayStation, and I know Xbox is doing it too. I'm not really focused on what they're up to right now, not until Halo comes out. But I could say that you know, you're really getting a different console on day one than you are on, you know, day whatever. I don't know, day 400 now, whatever we're on. So I appreciate that. I gotta say though that, you know, the last set of updates I was really excited about. Like, finally I can bring my USB stick over and play music in the background, and it really didn't implement in the way that I had hoped that it would. I wasn't really a big fan of how the game was implemented in terms of the using your USB to like load music, because it didn't really like dope the sound of your game. It was just this kind of background music that didn't really go. So my days of like racing Forza 3, for example, with like my jams in the background, that was a lot of fun. And I didn't get that out of this update. So I guess what I'm saying is, you know, just because it looks good on paper doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be great when it comes to, you know, the final product comes to us. Anyways, again, these are all just rough patch notes. Things are always subject to change. But what do you guys think? Does this look cool? Are you excited about some of the updates? Let me know. Go ahead and comment, rate, subscribe, or do none of the above. That's all right too. Thanks for watching, and until then, I will see you guys on the other side.